Hello, and welcome back to another Chris McPherson Show Daily Doses. Time for our second cricket episode today. This time unpacking what has been a remarkable one-day international series between India and New Zealand in India. And, well, a little over a year since winning their first ever Test series in the country, New Zealand have beaten India for the first time in a one-day international series on Indian soil. Arriving with a squad severely depleted by injury, they've come back from 1-0 down to secure a 2-1 series victory. We're going to unpack it all. We're going to talk a little bit ahead of their T20 series. It's going to follow this as well in India. But of course, if you like your cricket news, make sure to hit subscribe. And if you can, of course, get involved in the comments. And we'd love it if you hit like on this video as well. There's plenty more cricket. There's also tennis, basketball, and much more coming at you over the coming weeks as the summer of sport here in Australia continues to build on, as does the sporting landscape around the world. And if you follow along, hit that bell notification, you'll be able to be kept up to date and allow us to help continue to grow this platform, bringing you plenty of sports coverage. But let's get into the match and let's talk about the man of the hour, Darryl Mitchell, who's quickly becoming India's arch nemesis, was at it again in the third one-day international, scoring his second 100 of the series, his fourth against India, and his fourth in India. Glenn Phillips joined Mitchell at 58 for 3, and he also scored a century, an 88-ball, 106 in a massive fourth wicket stand of 219, which set things up perfectly for the New Zealand bowlers, defending 337. They reduced India to 71 for 4, and this is an India too that didn't have Axar Patel or Hardik Pandya. Virat Kohli was still there though, and he kept India believing, scoring his 54th one-day international 100 and shepherding two young seam bowling all-rounders in Nitish Kumar Reddy and Harshit Rana to scoring their maiden one-day international 50s. But it wasn't to be enough. Different bowlers delivered for New Zealand at different points throughout the match. Cole Jamieson did what he does. He seamed the newish ball both ways, pegging India back after a quick start, taking out a rampant Shubman Gill. Jaden Lennox, in just his second one-day international, looked entirely at ease at a venue that is very unforgiving to spinners at indoor, a notoriously small outfield, and bowled with perfect accuracy while also being able to vary his pace and taking 2 for 42 from his 10 overs. Zach Folkes and Christian Clark, they were a little expensive, but they also picked up 3 wickets each, doing their bit. Jaden Lennox and Glenn Phillips, they outperformed India's spinners in this match, which is hard to believe and hard to fathom in Indian conditions on a ground that is so tough for spinners. They took 2 for 96 combined from their 18 overs, while Kuldeep Yadav and Ravindra Jadeja went for 89 runs from a combined 12 overs. Once again in this series, New Zealand spinners out-bowling India on their own turf. And this, again, had a lot to do with how well their batters took on Kuldeep Yadav and Jadeja. Mitchell, in a manner now familiar, set the tone. He jumped out to Kuldeep's first ball and launched him for a straight 6, just absolutely setting the pace for New Zealand. A phenomenal win for the Kiwis. India falling short here, and as we said, a momentous series victory. This now adds to New Zealand's legacy in the current era. Remembering this is a side decimated by injury. Some stats that come out of this series: it was the first time New Zealand had won a bilateral one-day international series in India after losing their last 7 attempts. This now means they've won bilateral series in this format in all 13 countries in which they have competed. A phenomenal record now for New Zealand. The 352 runs that Darryl Mitchell scored in the 3 one-day internationals against India is the third most by any batter in a one-day international series, only behind Babar Azam's 360 against the West Indies in 2016 and Shubman Gill against New Zealand in 2023. It's also the 4th most for New Zealand in a bilateral one-day international series and the most for them in a 3-match series. All 400s from Darryl Mitchell have come against India in India. Only AB de Villiers has more one-day international 100s against India in India with 5. The 54 innings that Mitchell needed to get to his 900s now in one-day internationals is the 4th fastest in history. Only 3 men have taken less to score their 9th one-day tons. Imam ul-Haq got there in 48, Hashim Amla in 52, and Quinton de Kock in 53. That is some pretty solid company for Darryl Mitchell to have put himself in. Now let's talk about the other side. Virat Kohli now has 7 100s against New Zealand in one-day internationals and are the most by any batter, going past Ricky Ponting and Virinder Sehwag, who have 6 each. Kohli also, in scoring this century, went past the legendary Sachin Tendulkar on a record list, racking up a century at his 35th venue in indoor, the most venues where any batter has scored a one-day national 100, breaking past Tendulkar's previous record of 34 different venues. Let's now turn our attention after that 41-run win for New Zealand to the T20 Series, which will get underway on Thursday. The perfect warm-up for both these sides as they head towards the T20 World Cup here in India in February. It kicks off on Thursday, the first game being in Nagpur. The second game will be Saturday, the 24th of January in Raipur. They then go to Guwahati on the 26th of January. The fourth game will be in Visakhapatnam on Thursday, the 29th of January. And then the final game on Sunday, the 1st of February, will bring a close to this series. In terms of the series, the squads, a lot of familiar names for the New Zealand side. Names to watch for: Devon Conway, Mitchell Santner will be there as the captain. Michael Bracewell will still be in the side. Darryl Mitchell and Glenn Phillips will form a key part. Rachin Ravindra and James Neesham come back in. The bowling lineup will have Zach Folkes. You'll have Jacob Duffy, Kyle Jamieson, Matt Henry, and Ish Sodhi coming in as the primary spinner. It's a pretty solid New Zealand side as they prepare for that T20 World Cup. Looking forward to seeing Conway back in action. It's certainly going to be an interesting T20 series for them, and we look forward to seeing how that all washes up. On the other side, the Indian side, and this is a stacked team, despite the withdrawal of Washington Sundar. Surya Kumar Yadav is there as their captain. Ishan Kishan, Sanju Samson both come in. Shreyas Iyer and Rinku Singh. The all-rounders, Axar Patel, the vice-captain. Abhishek Sharma, we know what he can do. Shivam Dubey, Hardik Pandya, Tilak Varma all in. As I said, Washington Sundar has been a late withdrawal, still not able to overcome his injuries. The bowling lineup, Arshdeep Singh, Harshit Rana, Ravi Bishnoi will be in there as a leg spin option. Varun Chakravarthi with his leg spin as well. Kuldeep Yadav's left arm wrist spin. And of course, one of the biggest names in cricket in T20s is Jasprit Bumrah. So this is looking good. New Zealand will be full of confidence after the one-day series. I think India will bounce back in the T20s as they look towards backing themselves in as short favourites for this World Cup. I'm going to go that we'll have a washout and India to take that series 3-1. But it'll be exciting, it'll be enthralling, it'll be enticing. Make sure to tune into it as it builds us towards the T20 World Cup. There's plenty of T20 cricket in the lead-up, and then we'll be hitting the business as the World Cup gets underway in early February. But for now, a big thanks to you for tuning in. Make sure, if you enjoyed this, to hit subscribe, hit like as well. That keeps us growing the channel. And, of course, get involved in the comments. Let us know, how do you think the T20 series will play out? Who are the names to watch? Will it continue to be the Glenn Phillips show? Who are we expecting to see? India, obviously, with T20, no Virat Kohli. Will it be Surya Kumar Yadav, Abhishek Sharma? Who's going to take the lead with the bat? That's the big question here, but we can't wait for it. Until next time, a huge thanks to you for tuning in to your home of the Black and White of Sports. No grey opinions here.